So, today's story is about Stephanie and Michael Crowe. If you haven't, this is my new channel. My name's Erin. Hi. I'm gonna do like murder and stuff, and I'm gonna eventually do like some makeup hauls and everything. But right now, I'm gonna talk about Michael Crowe, which I knew about, and I just recently just saw the interrogation of Michael Crowe. So let's get to it. So Stephanie Crowe was found January 21st, 1998, stabbed 8 times in her home by her parents and her grandparents. So Michael was distant and he was preoccupied, and he liked Final Fantasy, and he liked Dungeons and Dragons, and that's why he was the main suspect of this interrogation. So the family was first interrogated together, and then they took their clothes and everything for DNA because Stephanie had a bunch of hair, like a big fistful of hair, and she had a whole bunch of blood on her. And of course, if it was in house, there's going to be blood somewhere, right? Yeah, right. There's no murder weapon found at the house. And at the end of the interview with the family, the kids were taken into protective custody, and the parents were put up in a motel, and they were like asked so many questions about everything. And then they took Michael and interrogated him using the Reed method, which police lie. And they used hypothetical questions like, what would you do? How would you kill? Like, were you mad at Stephanie? Did you fight? What was the relationship with the father like? Because it was her stepfather. It was a whole messed up situation. Not to mention, Michael never got his Miranda rights read to him. He did not have a lawyer present, nor did he have his parents present. Yes, true, right? Messed up. And then he had 2 friends, Aaron and Joshua, that were also brought into the situation because there was a knife found that looked similar to that killed Stephanie. But they were brought in and interrogated for 10 hours, and they were also arrested. And Michael was interrogated, but the thing is like with Michael, it was much worse. They brought in like a truth machine. Like they were like, well, did you love Stephanie? Do you know who killed Stephanie? Did you kill Stephanie? And like one of the questions that have to do with killing Stephanie spiked because he was interrogated, asked 1,000 questions, like, and just all these hypothetical questions, asked all these different questions. And he was tired, he was sad, he was grieving, and not everybody grieves in the same way. And they saw him being distant, distracted, and well, he was grieving in his mind. He wasn't like crying. That's why he was like, he's so suspicious. Like, he's a 14-year-old boy that just lost his sister, and his voice cracked a little bit because he's sad because he lost his sister. They're like, well, he's gotta be it, like. Then they were like, well, we have evidence. They didn't. And then they're like, well, then they were telling the parents, like, he confessed. And then they told him that his parents never wanted to see him again, or they didn't love him. They were just telling the parents lies. They were telling him lies. And it was horrible. And then they were, like, talking to the other teenagers and everything. They're, like, saying that one was a lookout and the other one did it. And then Michael, it was so messed up. Like, and Cord, like, had all these kids, these 3 teenage boys, like, saying one climbed in or helped them or planned it all out, and the other one was a lookout. The other one murdered Stephanie, and the other one got rid of the evidence. I'm like, what? Like, they were all tried as adults, but Michael had one heck of a lawyer because of the 14 hours of interrogation. She got that overturned. It got dismissed. Dismiss means you can go back if they find anything, which obviously they didn't, that they could use evidence against the boys, the Crowes and the Housers and then the other boy, that they could essentially convict them if they would find anything on them. Well, They were tried and eventually convicted. They only stayed in jail till like the end of that year, and thank God for that. And because that lady got their lawyer got it taken care, got it overturned. Here's the slammer. Here's a really good slammer. So there was a drifter that was brought in the same day Michael was, Mr. Tuitt. He's a very creepy dude, right? That actually did kill Stephanie. I'll show you Stephanie. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna get you a picture of her. I just have a picture of her. Hold on. This phone is not liking me. She was a very pretty girl. She was a very smart girl, and like that's what they used against him. Was like, were you mad that she was smart? Were you mad that she got all these awards? And like, no, he wasn't. He was not jealous of her. They got along like my younger brother and I did. Like, I adored my brother, and he adored her. This was Stephanie. Like, that was Stephanie Crowe, and this is gonna show you a picture of Stephanie, Joshua. This is the family and the younger sister. It's gonna be, I'm not gonna show me. Okay, here's there's Michael, the younger sister, and Stephanie and the mom. That's the Crowe family, and then this is the murder case. Joshua, Aaron, and Michael. There's all of the boys. Well, I don't know why that did that. I didn't even touch the picture. That was freaking weird. But those are the boys during the trial. And Robert Tuitt, well, not Robert Tuitt, whatever. That's a blooper. The guy that actually killed let's see. The guy who actually killed her was schizophrenic, and he was a drifter looking for his girlfriend. And they totally passed him over because they're like, nope, it was in-house. But come to see, you know what? The thing is there was a door that was unlocked, and that's how the guy got in the house. Here's the creep that killed her. He's really creepy looking. Hold on a minute. Wait, where's he at? This dude, Richard Tuitt. Not her. Yeah. The door. My phone is not liking me today. There was a door. That's how he got out. Got out and into the home. And actually, the parents between the Hauser and the Crowe family, $7.25 million settlement for having the overturned conviction of all three boys because they were of a wrongful conviction. Yeah, you know, this is the dude. This is him in 1998. This guy, tell me he's not creepy. I mean, kind of looks like Zach Galifianakis, but creepier. Right there. This is the guy that murdered Stephanie. There was evidence on him, DNA evidence, but they were like, no. You know, like they totally threw it out. They were like, no, it's not him. But DNA was on him, the hair, but. Then once they had it all matched, there's a slam dunk then. But then the thing is, here's the kicker. In 2013, same year as everything, this man gets off. He gets acquitted. He gets acquitted because it was something with the DNA. Like, really? So the man that murdered Stephanie walks free and roams this earth. Messed up, right? Because the police screwed it up, like they did the interrogation with everything with Michael Crowe. Now, might I ask you if this was your brother or sister? I mean, your child, I have a 17-year-old, I have a 13-year-old. If it was my child, one of my kids, I would do anything from the end of the earth to get them out of jail. I know they didn't do it. Even their friends. Because that's not a place you want to be in. Because this could really haunt you for the rest of your life. Because, especially if you live in a small town, depending on where you live, and how, you know how small-minded people are, especially nowadays, because there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's Snapchat, there's so much social media out there that people can bully you on, and it's horrible. Unless you can go get an identity change, you are completely forked. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well forget it and go change your name to Sally Mae, or, you know, Georgia, or George, or my name's Peter Pumpkin, you know, Pie. Just because that's screwed up that happened, because people thought they were murderers, and they were like, oh, they were so disappointed when everything was thrown out. They were like, well, they did it. You know what's going on? The town was outraged. They're so outraged, and so hell bent that these kids did it. They're like, well, they did it. You know, what's going on? Why are they set free? What's going on? Like, what's wrong with the system? What's wrong with the system is the cops lied. The Oceanside Police Department lied and had this 14-year-old kid without a parent or a attorney in prison, or didn't even read him his Miranda rights for 14 hours, fed him a bunch of crap and lies, is what happened. Had nothing to do with anything else. He didn't even do it because he was distant. Everybody grieves in their own way. Not everybody cries in front of everybody. I don't cry in front of people. The only person I cry in front of is one right here in front of me. I don't cry in front of a lot of people. I'll go in my door, I'll lock the door. Some people do. Some people don't. Just remember that. Next time. Not everybody grieves the same way. Because it's just a private thing to some people to grieve. And that was Michael. He was a 14-year-old boy that lost his sister. And it was hard for him to swallow and to take, and it was surreal for him. Sometimes grief is surreal, and people don't really drink it or take it in and accept it for a while. And it's like, because they're not coming back, and he couldn't accept that his sister was not coming back. And that's why he was like off in his own little world, like probably thinking of memories that they had together, trying to keep it there. And these police saw the opportunity to just put their hook inside and be like, well, there we go. We got number uno suspect. And he might have they got a settlement for $7.25 million, but that doesn't erase all the emotional damage that happened to that boy, and, you know, the screw up from the police. So, you know, and the family. The family went through a lot of that too, the parents and the little sister, and won't even know what they were thinking or what's going through with everybody else, you know. So, I mean, don't even know the trauma. I mean, he still suffers today. You don't even know what he's going through today either. So, to the Crowe family, the Hausers, and to, you know, everybody else involved, I'm sorry. You know, Stephanie was a beautiful soul, and she had a very promising future, and she did not deserve that. Nobody deserves that. And especially, like, you know, what happened to Michael. I'm sorry. Like, that's just sad that the police were like that. And, well, you know, my heart goes out to you. And I just, and because of this, my last thing I'm gonna say on this is because that they interrogated these boys so much. Everybody, one of the good things, it did come out. Everybody that's interrogated like that during a murder confession, they have to be videotaped, and they have to have a lawyer present. The Miranda rights definitely read to them, because if not, it could be overturned. Because of the police, they did that. They did not give him the Miranda rights. They did not have an attorney present. They didn't say, well, you have the right to remain silent. They nothing. They just went straight for it with this kid. They didn't have a family, like under the age, I should say under the age of 18. Even like, even older, like everybody has to be videotaped, but under the age of 18, a parent present, Miranda rights, and attorney or a legal guardian or like a DA or somebody do not speak a word. So I'm just saying that's messed up. Like, let me know in the comments what you feel, how you feel, what you would do, how you would react, how you feel about this, or have you even heard of this case? Is this your first time ever hearing about it? And I'm sorry about my lovely background, but I'm redoing my house. Anyways, I'll have a nice tapestry maybe next time if you guys like it, but I just want to say that I just saw that and I just thought it was pretty sad that that boy had to go through that in his family. But just let me know. Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Next time I'm going to do some makeup, which I might do here in a minute because I got to make up some makeup at TJ Maxx. So, excuse me. Anyways, have a good night. Make good choices. Remember, not every person that's close to you is your friend. Have a good day.